Content warning. The stories and themes shared throughout this podcast may contain themes that can be distressing for you. If needed, please pause and do what you need to do to take care of yourself. If needed, please reach out to a mental health professional for support.
Welcome back to another episode of Resilient AF with Blair and Alana, but no Alana today. Hold the Alana and bring in the Heather Marianna. You may recognize her because she has been in multiple books of ours and she's been on the show before. She is phenomenal. Not only is she a friend, but she is a force to be reckoned with. I love her grit, her business sense, and she's just one of the funniest people I know. So who the heck is Heather? Her full bio is in the show notes, but she's the queen of beauty brand building, manufacturing, and celebrity gifting lounges. She launched Beauty Kitchen in 2012 after leaving her 9 to 5 job, turning her passion for skincare, DIY beauty, and natural ingredients into a thriving brand. What started as a YouTube series teaching at-home beauty recipes quickly evolved into a full-scale beauty empire, and she never looked back. Over the years, she's built this business up. And over the last couple years, she's taken on celebrity gifting lounges. So these are amazing. Her last show was about these, but basically, brands that participate in her gifting lounges around big Hollywood events like the Oscars and the Emmys. They're featured in major publications. We get celebrity endorsements. We secure national media attention, opportunities that can be game changing for business, and helps visibility and credibility. Heather has always thought about her customers first. And what's been really beautiful about getting to know Heather on the business side is that I've gotten to know her a lot on the personal side. And I am so honored to have her here today. And today we're going to talk about, well, there's lots to talk about with Heather all the time. But today we're going to talk about betrayal and what it's like as an adult, making friends, trusting people, and how we're navigating all that. So welcome back, Heather.
Thank you for having me again. I can't wait for you to come visit me.
I know, I can't wait. Vegas, here I come. Okay, so this the like you are an innovator. Like every time I talk to you, and what's really okay, you're very humble. So like I don't know your full story. You're not that person that as soon as you meet you trauma dump everything in your life.
No.
So, and now we've been friends for a few years, and every time we get together on a personal note or even in business, like more and more layers come undone. And like you have had so many different like successful ventures, your model agency when you were in New York, you were in law school, you started this business, you had a crazy like you sold your business and then other things happened with that. That's for our next book. You know, on the personal side, you have so many hilarious stories and like lessons learned the hard way. And it's interesting because we just offline talked about like what is the focus today because there's so much to talk about. And we talked about friendship, trusting people, and betrayal. And what's really interesting is like because friendships, like there's like what do they say? People are in your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And so I have a few friends I've had since childhood who are like lifetime lifers.
Same.
As an adult, meeting new friends who are like legit is fucking hard.
I would have to agree with that.
And you and I met, didn't know who you were, you didn't know who I was. I held space. You were going through some stuff at that time. And we developed this really beautiful, genuine friendship out of like a connection and humanity and humility and like vulnerability. And it's never been about what can we get from each other. It's always been about us seeing each other for who we are. And I think that's what's really beautiful about our friendship. And yes, we've had like business dealings, like you're in our books and I come to the gifting lounges and we do, we pass each other business.
Let's release stuff together, but
Yeah.
great partnership with that,
But it's all like, that's all like bonuses to the friendship. And I remember you saying, like, I checked in with you at the last event and you're like, Blair, like, you're one of the only people who actually like care about, like, ask me genuinely about how I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like, man, if you don't care about how your friends are doing, are you guys really friends? Like,
Correct.
especially when you're carrying the weight of the world on your shoulder. So, like, let's talk about betrayal. Let's talk about your story.
Well, I mean, I feel like, as you get older, it's very hard to make, like you said, genuine friendships that are like not attached to something, right? Like when I first moved to Vegas, and I got really well known. I was doing all these TV shows. I had a lot of people that I thought were my friends. And in 2020, I got rid of a lot of people. I will never forget my assistant sitting in my bedroom with me, and I went, blocked, blocked, no explanation, blocked.
But what triggered all that? Like, why?
Just I think 2020 COVID brought out the worst in people, and there were a lot of people that were my friends who were actually like I was paying them to help me with things because they needed the help, or even like my former like PR rep,
Yeah.
that I really genuinely thought we had like a great working relationship and we were also friends. And you know COVID brought out the worst of them, and I was like, wow, if I'm just a paycheck, then I can hire someone else.
Yeah.
So yeah, so there's been and then, I had something which I'm not going to discuss here, which I did discuss with you, happened recently with a friend who I genuinely was trying to help her out. And yeah, I couldn't believe that at all. I was like, wow. So I just blocked her. Like
Yeah.
I'm the type of person that I don't really need to get the last word. Like I'll just be like, you're done.
And
Moving
you
on.
and you and I
I
have
don't
actually
like
been in
drama. I don't
we've
need to like call you
we've
and
been in business situations together where there has been betrayal. And like you and I think, well, me too, but we lead with our hearts. And
Mhm.
when you're like that, I think it's very easy for someone who is an asshole to take advantage.
Yes.
And like I know, like speaking for me, I'm a sober, childless bird watcher. Like, where do you meet other people? Like, a lot of my friends are friends with like their kids' friends' parents, or like they meet at the bar or like over drinks or like, and
I
when
have a
you,
lot of friends that we have to plan lunches like once a month. And they are genuine friends of mine, but a lot of their stuff revolves around children.
yeah, and
Yeah.
there's nothing
That's
wrong
all.
with that. But when you moved to Vegas, I moved to where I am 4 years ago. It is so hard to meet genuine people.
Yes.
And and I know we're in different countries, but like I think it's just like as some people are so self-involved, or maybe they have lots going on, like maybe it's like illness and work and children and this and that, but like it's not hard to be nice.
Oh my gosh, I say that all the time. So, like for example, I was posting on my Facebook and I was like, why is everybody such a fucking asshole? Like these days, like no one says hi, no one holds the door anymore. Like they're just rude. So like I go out of my way because I feel like it doesn't like cost anything to be nice. Like yesterday I
Yeah.
got my groceries delivered and I had like my under eye patches on. And the guy that delivered was like, I use those with my daughter. We love those. And I go, well, if you want to wait 5 seconds, I'll give you a whole
Ugh.
bunch. And he was like, what?
Hmm.
And I gave him a whole stack of them. And he's like, my daughter's going to be so happy. But it's like, doesn't take much to make someone's day, and
No.
be nice. Yeah.
And like I think like okay, so there's like being nice to strangers, but then there's like the people who you let in.
Right.
Right? And like everyone has like different levels of like letting in. Like my sister and I joke because I'm like I meet someone and I think they're rad immediately. I'm like, let's be friends. And like I try to get together with them, and then
I don't do that.
my sister is slow to warm, she says. Like it takes a while for her to warm up. But
Same.
usually within hanging out with me within like a day, my entire life story, my blood type, like like all my but
No.
but I think like I love hard. Like
Yeah.
I love my friends hard, whether they're new friends or not. And then I feel like this abandonment where it's like if I'm putting in all that effort to a new friend and it's like there's not that reciprocation, it's like, okay, well what's the point?
Yeah, I agree with that. That's why I wanted to talk about like the new thing that I'm doing with
Yeah, we'll
lazy.
get there. We're gonna get there.
Yeah.
Let's build
But
up.
yeah, I totally agree with that. I think a lot of times as you get older and you get successful in your life
Hmm.
and then you meet somebody new, you wonder, is there an ulterior motive? And I think that's always based on like previous trauma, right? Because you're like, I'm not gonna let this shit happen to me again, right?
Yeah.
But then you over dissect. So it's like I would say I'm a lot like Alana, like a
Yeah.
slow warmer, like
Yeah.
got to figure people out first, maybe I'll do a lunch or two, see if there's some business, maybe something. Do they want to do business or do they just want to like hang on at one of my events and pretend to help me? Which
Yeah.
I get plenty of those offers.
Right. Yeah. It's interesting. Like, so like how do like I know we met so we met in a casino in Vegas
Yeah.
at an
That was
event.
such a fun night.
That was a fun
That
night.
was so
And
wild.
um we met over dinner and bonded and like chatted for hours, and like that's how our friendship started. And I'm thinking about like a couple of my friends I have here where I live, like adult friends I met because they're my neighbors or through the business community. But how have you met, besides me and my sister, like other adult friends in this, in this era that you trust? Like, and what are some of those things where you know that they're like genuine people and they're not going to betray you?
I met my friend Dana, which you love her. Just honestly through Facebook, she was posting the most hilarious things and just like going on these rants, and I thought it was hilarious. And I was like, I need to meet this woman. And we hit it off, and she's so amazing and genuine. And you can just tell, you know.
Dana will get on this podcast eventually. She's in the Skin Deep Stories book with you.
I know I can't wait to see her in New York. I was actually trying to coordinate with her. I sent her my flight and everything too. To see if she wanted to fly there or back with me.
She's genuine. Like she's a genuine person, and you can tell that by just meeting her.
Yeah. Yeah. That was instant for me.
Yeah, it's like so,
I'm very intuitive, as you know, most
yeah.
people know this about me, and I can get a read on people.
Hmm.
And so I usually every 10 people, 20 people I meet, I maybe two get my phone number. Everything else is like email, you
Yeah.
know. I can get a read on people. I was actually at a lunch with a girlfriend of mine. I'm not going to say her name on this podcast. And she was wanting to introduce me to somebody that she was going to start doing business with. And she was like, you got to meet him. He's great. He owns all this stuff. Like, I don't want to even say what market it's in, because I don't want people to put two and two. But I left that lunch and I texted her and I said, shit's going to go bad with this guy. I said, I could tell he cheats on his wife. Here we are a year and a half later, and I was right. And
Oh
I
my
was like,
God.
no idea how I just figured, but I'm very intuitive and I get a good read on people. So I feel that that helps me a lot. And, one of my good girlfriends told me you have to put people in compartments. Like you have
Hmm.
associates, you have business associates, you have actual friends,
Hmm.
you have, your employees. And so I have been over the past several years really readjusting the way I talk about people. Like, because if you casually say, this is my friend, and then you introduce them and then something goes wrong, then it comes back on you, right? So that's why I like vet. Sorry, Baron is barking. Let me go grab him. My
Yeah.
little baby. Come here. I'll put you back in your bed, honey.
For those of you who can't see, Heather is currently going to grab her dog, Baron.
He's 18 and he's a little senior, so he needs help getting back in the bed. But so, compartmentalizing people, and that's why like a lot of people with my brand coaching, they know when I refer them people, they're completely vetted business contacts.
Yeah.
I don't really send, friends to people because I don't want to be responsible if something goes bad, right? So putting people in compartments is a really good way for me to not have a lot of things happen,
Mhm.
like
Yeah. I
business
mean,
associates not meeting out for dinner, it's none of that, because then it becomes too personal.
yeah. And so, like, for those of you who don't know, like, Heather is like uber connected, and like she's been on Bravo and reality TV before. She's hyper connected because of the work she does with gifting lounges and probably other things I don't know about. One day in 10 years I'll probably learn everything. But I can't imagine the amount of people who come to you and see you with these friends, this Rolodex of friends, they're actually your friends, trying to take advantage of you and these connections.
Of course, always.
How do you protect yourself from that?
Honestly, I just don't allow it to happen. I
Yeah.
mean, there's a lot of people that are like, oh, I want to come and help at my events, or oh, I saw this person was at your event, can you connect me? The answer is just no.
Hmm.
No, unless you're a client of mine, it's not
Yeah.
going to happen. And I have to, and I've done it before and I'll never do it again because it's that you give an inch, take a mile thing, right? Like I connect them and then they're like, well, they didn't email me back. They're not calling me back. And then they're calling me because they're not calling me back. And I ain't got time for that.
Yeah. Well, we were in a situation like that where one of your connections was brought into something and it became a mess.
Yes. Yes.
And it's shitty when that happens and there's money on the line and reputation on the line and
Well,
holy
thank God that was none of our fault.
yeah,
That was
that was none of our fault. No.
parties involved, but we were happy to peace out.
Can you think of like like a but like maybe not, doesn't have to be a recent betrayal, but a betrayal in your business life, like
Yeah, I
from
mean, I can.
like a friend, let's like I'd love to just like for you like just maybe share a story of a betrayal.
There's so many levels of betrayal, right? But this is what I want everybody to realize. It's just like that Instagram post, they knew what they were doing, right?
Mhm.
So recently, I got this phone call from somebody's publicist, an actress that was at the event. And apparently, somebody who I know who does PR that was not at my event, but I've sent her business. She sent me business, thought she was cool. She started DMing every single person that was tagged in every fucking photo from my event, offering her PR services and throwing my name out there. So
Wow.
it looked like I was having her do that. So I had to send her a message and I was like, you can't do this. And and I wouldn't say I was super nice about it, but it's like you knew what you were doing.
Yeah.
Like, don't do that. That's like me going to somebody else's list from a gifting lounge and just like going after other people or talking shit about that one and saying mine's better. Like, that's just bad business.
Yeah.
Like, why do you do that? And I was
Yeah.
just like, that's just, to me, that was like a betrayal. Now, the whole, I thought I could trust this person. I won't be doing her any more favors
Hmm. Yeah.
because I'm not doing her any more favors because you just don't do that. That's just,
Yeah.
it's just always something. Or like, I let somebody come to the lounge and then they're, sending people to another lounge. I'm like, why? I'm like,
Yeah, like they're taking advantage of your
yeah,
generosity.
because they're gonna make money off of it or something. I'm just like, it's just rude and it's bad behavior, and I just don't play that way. That's okay. You're not invited anymore. Hope you enjoyed it,
Yeah. That's shitty.
It's just, I mean, I even had an escort, one of the escorts at my last event. She was undercover for another lounge.
Really? Wow. So an escort, not like out there, an escort for Heather is someone who like literally
Walks.
walks
I
the
should call
celebrities
them
around.
celebrity handlers is what I
Yeah.
should do instead of escorts. Yeah. No, we're not doing that kind of business. But yeah, so yeah, she was undercover for another lounge. I was like, this is so like bad. Like, why don't you guys just go get your own brands and get your own, like, do your own work?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
to me, it doesn't bother me if somebody does my lounge and five other lounges. It doesn't matter. They're going to pick what works best for their business.
Hmm.
I can't force anybody to only do my lounge. I can't force, like, just like Google can't force a business to only advertise on Google. That's
Right.
just not how it works. So all of these things that people do are just laughable to me, you know?
Yeah. So that's yeah, it's interesting because it's like and I think also like the longer the friendship is and a betrayal happens, the deeper it is.
Yeah, I
And
agree.
yeah, oh, I mean, like on a non-business front, like I had a situation due to political differences. There was a big betrayal and like I guess a boundary cross with someone who was a good friend of mine.
That's one thing that I don't understand. I
Yeah.
have so many friends. We all have completely different views on so many different things. I I I I don't understand. I don't care what anybody's political beliefs are. It doesn't
Mhm.
affect my life.
Right.
You can come over here wearing a whatever, whoever shirt. I don't care.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be like, some people are so crazy. They're like, you can't wear that shirt in my house. I'd just be like, oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, like with like,
What do you want to eat? You know?
and it's interesting, like, I mean, being
People take that
Jewish,
way too far.
well, being Jewish, over the last few years, it's definitely changed some friendships in my life.
Really?
Yeah, and I feel like I think maybe betrayal is part of it, but like when this version of the war started, there are people in my life who maybe I'm the only Jewish person they know, but they weren't giving me the proper space to grieve and were not believing all the facts of what happened.
I've had that happen to me. Yeah.
And yeah, and so like I lost a few friends for sure, like who I've asked to respect my boundaries and didn't. So it's interesting because like you just obviously like you can't predict a betrayal always. Like like when someone's trying to use you for clout or whatever, but like you
Well,
don't
sometimes you don't.
sometimes
Sometimes,
you don't. Yeah, and like you just never know what's going to happen. And so it's interesting because this was someone who was like a really good friend and like yeah, like our friendship forever changed. And if it is even still one, like if this person called me and needed me, I would obviously be there because that's the type of person I am. And if I needed her, well, I wouldn't ask her because I have other friends who would be there for me. You know what I mean?
that's where you and I differ.
Yeah.
Like, once I'm done with somebody, like, I don't want to know anything about their life, anything. I don't want
Yeah,
anybody
done,
called
blocked.
me and they needed something. I would be like, you need to call somebody else. Like, I
So,
just
yeah.
wash my hands of it because I have so many amazing things going on in my life and in my business, and I have two amazing dogs, and I can work from home and I can do whatever I
Yep.
want, and I don't need any drama interfering with
Yeah.
that type of my life. I like the way I built my life,
A
you know?
100%. I actually was so I was just at a yoga retreat and I was talking to someone there about like my rule in life right now when it comes to like food, activities, people. My rule is only to enhance, never to escape. And my number one goal in life right now is peace. So if you're
Yes.
disrupting that, no,
Bye.
thank you. So it's about like, does this bring me peace or is it taking away from my peace? Is this enhancing my life or making it not awesome?
No, I agree. I do the
Yeah,
same.
and yeah. And so I think like now as an adult, I mean, we've been adults for a while. But like, how are you making friends?
Haven't. We're so young,
I
girl.
know. I mean, you're aging backwards, but like how are we making friends? Like I make friends. So in the business community locally, I have friends. I have a lot of adult friends from my life that are forever friends, but they don't necessarily live here. So I have a solid little crew here where I live. I have my friends that I met, through business, but like, for example, someone like you, I
Yeah,
have this whole other group that I met through like my baby bathwater Institute mastermind, and we all meet a few times a year.
that out too, by the way. I need to make
Yes.
that happen.
But how are we making friends these days?
That's the thing. How are we meeting quality people? I feel like the only way that you're meeting really quality people is by when you're in your 40s, late 30s, 40s and up, is activity groups, running clubs, or like, church, or, wherever you go, to worship. Maybe, I don't know. Is there still a chess club? I don't
Yeah.
know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't do any clubs. So, I mean, I met some cool people at the dog park. Were we friends? No, but we do have each other's numbers, and I recommended like good dog sitters and
Mhm.
groomers, vice versa. But yeah, I mean, where do you meet people? And I think I may have solved that problem.
Ooh, tell me more.
So my friend Lisa, she's an intuitive. She has a Sunshine Secret OC podcast, where she does readings. You should go on.
Well, I'm going to be in LA in November, so maybe I should.
I'll send you a text with her when we get off this. Yeah, you should go on. She's actually, when are you going to be in LA?
Alana and I are going to be at Endwell, which is a grief conference. I'm going to be in LA probably November 17th for the week.
I think she's doing LA on the 11th and 12th, but you guys can work it out because she's
Yeah,
a student.
shoot me,
Um,
shoot me a text.
yeah. And
So you and
so,
Lisa want to come back.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So Lisa's an intuitive. I met her through a book that I'm in. It's her book that she co-published with this lady, Kim. It's all about positivity. And we immediately hit it off. She's one of those people that you can tell is genuine like this, just like a Dana, like we met and I was like getting ready for my event. And I'm on the phone and I'm like, oh my God, I'm sorry. I just got to get this done. And she's like, how can I help you? What do you need? Immediately comes out, helps at the front desk, helps, just doesn't really know me that well, And I'm like, okay. So she's like in the Dana immediate category, like of a friend, right? I'm like, so our friendship has grown over the last year and a half or so, since my first Emmys event. So it's been a while. And we have decided we're both into manifesting. Well, I'm teaching her more about manifesting, but she's an intuitive. I'm into manifesting. And we've had these conversations over and over for several months about betrayal, friends, like how do you meet people, like what's we need like a real sisterhood, like somebody that's like-minded people. So we decided to start Camp Manifest. And it is the first one is 2 nights, 2 full days, mini retreat in Malibu. We're gonna be doing money manifesting class with me because everybody knows I'm the bomb at that. We're gonna be doing I just added something really cool for Thursday morning, sound healing, yoga, different classes, all kinds of cool stuff. We're doing the itinerary. We're going there on Friday. So I'm excited for that. All the food's included. We're doing it at Calamigos in Malibu, which is like the most magical place. And I like that place, and people can stay there if they want. It's a little pricey, but there's so many really good priced hotels around that are 14-minute Uber. So don't necessarily have to stay there. And the food is phenomenal. The property's phenomenal. I've done so many solo birthdays there with Baron. And I have. I've been like after another like breakup or just like being by myself or like I don't want to go out and like party on my birthday anymore. Like I'm just not that person. So and Baron his birthday is the day after mine. So we've done a lot of long birthday weekends there. And I've always come back rejuvenated and like a new sense of like, I don't know, like I'm on the right track, or I feel like, okay, I did my journaling here all weekend and now I'm like, okay, like I have a new sense of like
Mm-hmm.
of what I'm doing or whatever it may be for me at that point. But yeah, so we started it. Our first one's January 14th. We're super excited. Invitation only for the first one, but we're kind of modeling it after, and I'm glad you finally watched it, the movie Troop Beverly Hills.
So good.
So we're gonna have like ours inaugural troop 888. We're gonna have patches, and we're actually having a diamond expert come to do the diamond thing, just like the movie. We're gonna curate all the food. I've got toast beverages, doing all the non-alcoholic sparkling, which I'm drinking some right now. It's so freaking good.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, gift bags. A lot of sponsors are putting stuff in the gift bags. I know you thought about maybe putting the journal in there. But yeah, I'm really, really excited for this because this all came about because we were like I said, like, how do you meet people?
Mm-hmm.
So like we want like, women in their, 30s, 40s, and up to come. And the cool thing that I was thinking was, how cool would it be if somebody who's 32, like-minded person comes and she can pair up with somebody like me who's 47, 48, or a 60-year-old woman who can like mentor her in her business or give her just advice. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Because so many women are not really helping each other right now. I'm noticing, and they're not really banding together like they should be. And I think a lot of it has a lot to do with the political climate right now, too. So
Yeah.
we are really excited for this. I mean, we've only had the link up for 2 weeks, and we are at like where we're comfortable, the number we're comfortable hosting, we're already halfway there.
That's amazing.
I know.
I think that's amazing because one, I grew up going to summer camp. I love summer camp. Troop Beverly Hills is amazing. I know it's your favorite movie. It is so good, so I see why it's your favorite movie.
And you look
But
like little girl so much. She's so
That's funny.
cute. Oh
And
my
also, so the yoga retreat I was just on felt like adult summer camp. It's
summer
like
camp vibes, fun stuff.
there's like something about like connecting. It's not just about like obviously you guys are curating this first group. Maybe I'll put the link in the show notes so if someone's interested, you could reach out and be like, "Hey, I heard you on Blair's podcast," and you could
Yeah,
chat.
we're doing the next one in May.
So I think like what's really cool is like when you're in this type of container, like when I was at this yoga retreat, you're meeting people that you may never come across in regular life who are
Correct.
like-minded. And what is really special about that is like you build these like super hyper fast connections and there's always opportunity for friendship, collaboration, learning for each other. What can you do to help other people? And
Mhm.
so I mean, like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to be at this one, but like for me, this is my vibe because where do
Wow.
you meet like-minded people? That's why I joined Baby Bathwater Institute. That is why I like travel to Montana a couple times a year to see my friends. Like,
Yeah.
and so for this, I think it's amazing that you took something that inspired you and collaborated with Lisa and creating something that's being the first one's being curated, but like-minded women and teaching them these tools that are only going to enhance their life. And what's really cool is that these are shared bonds. I know that
Yeah.
I have friends from summer camp from when I was 8, 9 that I'm still friends with.
Oh, I love that. I have a friend that I have one friend that I've known since 6 years old.
Yeah.
And the rest of my friends are all college.
Yeah. My friend, shout out to Jordana. So Jordana and I met when we were 8. We went to summer camp together for five
I love her
days.
name.
Jordana, yeah, Jord. And we ended up going to the same high school, but so not till grade 10. But I met her when I was 8, and every summer we went to summer camp together for like 10 plus years. But
I
we
love
became friends at summer camp, and we lived in different parts of Winnipeg. And but like there's something about camp, whether it's 2 days or 2 months, there's something really special that happens there. So congratulations on creating Camp Manifest, and like I think
so
it's super epic.
I mean, each one is gonna have a new troop number. We're doing like custom camp merch. So like everybody who comes to the first one's gonna get all the troop 888 stuff. No one else is gonna have that. And then and the next one's 1111, and then it'll go up from there.
Hmm.
And we're gonna have hats, water bottles, like manifesting candles. For my money manifesting class, I have like literally like 7 workbooks. Some are take home, just like so you know all the candle colors and the herbs and all
Hmm.
these things. Not just for manifesting money. I did these really thick workbooks while my team's working on them now, but for just clarity or you're feeling a little tired and you need some creative spark, then use this herb with this candle and just put it on your desk, and we're going to talk about so much stuff, and Lisa's going to do readings with everyone, which is going to be cool. Um,
That's amazing.
we rented out the whole Birchwood room. It's gorgeous. The dining area outside the room has all these trees that kind of like hang over. So it's just so cool.
Sounds magical.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
It'll be really, really good.
Really excited. The women that are coming so far are just absolutely phenomenal. And some of them are bringing friends, and I know if they're phenomenal, their friends will be phenomenal,
Amazing.
all like-minded people. And like I said, we really want to keep this first one small. And obviously, like I said earlier, I reached out to all my sponsors, to put stuff in the gift bags. So the gift bags are going to be pretty sick.
I love that. That's amazing. Do you know eight's my lucky number? And I'm born the 8th of the 8th. And our goal with the Global Resilience Project is to empower 888 million people to strengthen their resilience muscle by August 2030.
Ah, I love
Yeah,
that.
so I love that. I love that there's that synchronicity.
Well,
And
I'm
I think,
hoping you can make it, but I'm also hoping that you get that other big thing because
yeah,
that's so epic and I can't
yeah.
wait to announce
Fingers
that. Oh my
crossed.
God. When you texted me, I was like, oh, I was like,
Well, it'll happen hopefully this year. And if this year doesn't happen with that, then another time. But I
that's
believe everything that's meant to happen will happen and that you can put it
already
out.
in contact with them. So if it doesn't work out for this year, logistic wise,
Yeah.
you're already on their radar. And that's what I always tell my clients too.
Mhm.
Like, lean into it, even like when you're manifesting, and you can't be in scarcity mode. You can't be in freak out mode. You got to just go, whatever happens, happens,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. No, definitely. So As we wrap up, do you want to share a piece of advice for someone who's maybe feeling like they are in a betrayal right now? Like they're in that thick of it where that like, they feel sick in their stomach and they see it unraveling.
Say your piece. You know, don't do it meanly. Like when the thing that I just had happened to me, I sent 3 sentences, didn't need to say any more. I wasn't mean. I said how I felt and what I knew had happened. And then I blocked because you don't need to go back and forth arguing. That's not going to serve you in any kind of way. And definitely don't talk about it to anybody else because the telephone game is not fun.
Mm-mm. And it's like a bad use of your energy.
Yes, I tell my best friend Charlie everything, but
But it's
other
different.
than him, he doesn't know. No one else knows anything about the situation with her,
Mm-mm.
what she did, how awful it was. Because I don't need the telephone game with
No.
mutual people that we know, and then next thing you know, I'm saying something that I didn't say, and I don't need that going around about me. So keep it to yourself. Say your couple sentences if you even want to do that. I prefer to just block 9 times out of 10, but in this certain situation, I had to let her know that I was aware of the situation and that I wasn't stupid. And that was basically what I said. And then just blocked.
Yeah.
Um, and then just move on
Right.
because they lost. They are 9 times out of 10, they're losing more by losing you than they would ever gain by whatever they got for that 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah. That's great advice.
Hmm.
I appreciate that. And I love that like I can always come to you for advice and that we got to share a sliver of that with our audience and that you are going to be featured in Resilient AF Skin Deep Stories, which is out in December, your tattoo. I can't wait for everyone to read
I'm
that
already
story.
booked.
And
Um,
then you're going to also be in Resilient AF Stories of Resilience Volume 3, and we're going to be talking about a whole nother thing. So you're going to come back on the show and we're going to talk about that situation in the new year. But I think what you're doing is amazing, creating this safe space for not only us to create genuine friendships, but to manifest the life that we deserve.
oh,
And so thank you for creating that and for coming on and sharing your journey with betrayal.
thank you for having me.
And thank you to everyone who tuned in for another episode of Resilient AF. Remember, you are not alone. You don't have to let betrayal knock you down. Say your piece and block. Move on. There are
Yes.
people out there who deserve you and your time. And it's okay to not be okay. Let us be that lighthouse in the storm. And just remember, you are Resilient AF. Thank you. That's a wrap for another episode of Resilient AF with Blair and Alana. And thank you for listening. Are you feeling inspired to bounce forward?
Let's connect at theglobalresilienceproject.com, where you can read many stories of resilience, buy our books, shop our clothing line, learn more about how to strengthen your resilience muscle, be empowered, and more.
Remember, friends, you are Resilient AF.